Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani is the first Iraqi leader to officially visit Syria since the uprising began more than a decade ago. But unlike other Arab countries, Iraq maintained relations with the Syrian leadership, despite the regime's violent crackdown against peaceful protesters. Now, there's a new regional order, with much of the Arab world re-engaging with President Bashar al-Assad.
We focused our discussions on how to exploit some new positive developments in the Arab world and strengthen Arab cooperation.
There's also a new balance of power in Iraq that many say will allow the alliance between the two neighbors to strengthen.
Now, because the pro-Iran forces are back in power in Iraq, so we can see that the Iraqi Prime Minister is coming back actually to visit Damascus and have this sort of improvement in the relationship between the two countries.
Baghdad and Damascus, along with Shia armed groups backed by Iran, didn't just help Syrian regime forces regain control of much of the country from the opposition. They cooperated in the fight against ISIL, which at one point controlled more than a third of both countries.
Syria must not be left to face dangers alone, as it could have negative repercussions on Iraq and the entire region.
Sudani's statement appears to be a message that the pro-Iran groups, among them Iraqis, that are still in Syria, are not going anywhere. Their presence has been a concern for Arab states, who are hoping the rapprochement with the Syrian leader will counter Iran's influence.
The Syrian-Iraqi relations in recent years have been determined and influenced by non-state armed groups and regional players rather than defined by neither of the countries themselves. Therefore, it was in some way contextual realities that determined the Iraqi-Syrian relations.
Iraqi sources have told Al Jazeera the future presence of the pro-Iranian troops was discussed in Damascus. But the Iraqi leader's visit seems to reaffirm that recent shifts in regional dynamics won't change the status quo in Syria. Zeina, Khodr, Al Jazeera.